All right. Sorry about that. We should be live. Welcome to another show here for Friday Night Tech Live. I was just looking at another email for a potential sponsor. Anyway, I can look at that later. I always get emails from companies I've never really heard of or seldom heard of. Anyway, I wish I could get a sponsor offer from Gatorade or Coca Cola or Dell or Lenovo or Chromebook. Are you listening? All right, welcome to another show. We'll get started here in about those of you who watch this on the replay. If you fast forward about 8 minutes, we'll get started with tonight's topic. I'm wearing a piece of history right here, or right here, right there on my shirt. MSN. I think the shirt's about 20 years old. Still fits. It's kind of wrinkled now, but the Microsoft Network. Yeah. So, hey, if the shoe fits, if the shirt fits, wear it, or something like that, right? Anyway, check out the links below in the show notes. Tonight's topic will be the best budget smartphone, I believe, for $200 or less. The price has dropped on Amazon, and we'll get to that here in a few minutes. When it comes to smartphones, a lot has changed. The relatively short 5 years, a lot has changed, and more bang for the buck, more bang for your dollar, as it were. I'm impressed. 5 years ago, spending $200 for a smartphone really didn't get you much. Nowadays, you get more than what you think, and you don't have to spend $1,000 or $2,000 for a smartphone. So we'll talk about that here in about 6 minutes or so. I did send out some invitations. So those of you who are on the Patreon or PayPal to support the channel, thank you. Check your emails. This is, again, kind of last minute. I'm going to try and do these Friday nights, every Friday nights around this time, between 7 and 8-ish, for the foreseeable future. Talking Tech. I'm going to turn on my news feed while we are waiting to see if anybody joins in. Hello, Yugi. How are you? This will be a relatively short one for this evening. We'll probably end this around 9 o'clock, maybe a little bit sooner. So, Apple slashes trade-in values for many of its products. Oh, joy. For those of you who are I'm looking at another ticker newsfeed coming out of the White House. I'm sorry. I'm reading it. It's bizarre. And that's all I'm going to say. Wow. Anyway, for those of you who are curious what I use to do these live shows, I use something called Ubuntu Mate. Sometimes I run regular Ubuntu. Logitech Camera 920, I believe, standard headset. A couple of lights left to the right against a white background, a white wall with the reflection. And a boombox playing my friend's CD just to keep me occupied in case this gets too boring. Hopefully not. Hello, Farron. What's up, man? We have yet another browser for Ubuntu called Mosaic. Okay. There you go. I do tend to web browser hop. Not as much as distro hop. That gets tiring. Yeah. But anyway. I can't believe I have a notification on this phone, the Moto G7 Plus. 70 degrees tomorrow in Ohio in January. Wow. That is insane. I'll take it. I don't have to shovel rain, so yeah. All right, T-minus 4 minutes. And we'll go into the topic. So Yugi and Farron, what kind of smartphones do you have? Let me guess, you got the latest iPhones, right? I like to write down some personal notes as we do these shows with my TUL tool pen. These are the best pens, by the way. TUL. Yeah, so anyway. Farron likes the OnePlus 6. Okay. Yugi has the Samsung Galaxy 9. Okay, cool. Very good. Awesome. Ben, check your email. The invite has been sent. If not, I'll send it again. Client says a nice 10-year-old Sony Xperia. A 10-year-old smartphone? Wow. Bought for $100 at the time. Really? You have a 10-year-old Sony phone? Hey, whatever works. Chatting on the OnePlus 6 with official Android 10. Cool. Very good. Let's get Ben in here. What's up, Ben?
Hey,
Ben is in the dark again.
sorry about that. Room lighting sucks.
No problem.
Yeah.
Gen 2 lunatic. Okay. Where's the frying pan?
All right. So.
Ben has an iPhone XR. All right, Ben.
Yep. Right here.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right, T-minus 2 minutes, and we'll talk about the best smartphone, best budget smartphone you can buy. So,
Oh, that's gonna be a fun topic.
I think it is. I'm impressed. And not too many things impress me, but anyway, 2 minutes and we'll get started.
And by the way, I had to get a new trackpad from my Dell today because and get it installed. It was like $30, and the reason I had to do it was because I spilt milk in my trackpad by mistake.
Well, that should get you back on track, haha.
All right. Well, anyway, it was from a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch that it fell out of by mistake.
I drink while I do these shows to stay hydrated, but that's about it. You know.
I felt like an idiot.
It happens.
Yeah, Rattler. You don't call me Mr. Gen 2 for nothing.
A dark and cluttered room is a sign of genius.
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so, Rattler.
Yeah. That's why they call me Gen 2 lunatic. And Sergey, our great Gen 2 friend of mine, was saying it would take 4 hours with 24 gigs of RAM and a Core i5 to build Chromium.
I like Gen 2. Look at Chromebooks powered by Gen 2. Gen 2 rocks on a Chromebook anyway.
Funny.
So
Yeah.
let's give it up for Gen 2.
That's funny.
Wouldn't it be funny if we had a presidential candidate who, by the way, says, I run Linux? Wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be nice.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
Yeah.
I'd be like, I don't care who you are. You've got my vote, man. You know.
Yeah. You would.
That person, that presidential candidate, even if he or she lies, will get instant millions of votes. Bam, just like that. And then when somebody asks, well, which Linux distro do you use? And he's like, blah, 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 blah. Oh, you lied. All right, let's get started. It's 8:15. I sent out the invites, so this will be a fairly short one tonight. Ben, thanks for stopping by.
No problem.
This is the final video. I've done 3 or 4 of these short videos. By now, there are a gazillion videos on YouTube about Moto phones. I'm not going to add to it. It'd be kind of redundant, so I'm going to give you my personal thoughts, real review, as it were. This one comes in red. I think it's called Viva Red, if you can see here. It's a really, really nice red color to it. I think it comes in blue also. 6.2-inch screen. I did multiple tests on this phone. On the top here, you have, of course, the headpiece, which doubles as your stereo speaker. One here, and then, of course, there is one at the bottom. You can barely see it. And, of course, you have fast USB-C charging. On this phone here, I went from 8% to 100% charge in 35 minutes. It is insanely fast. The phone does get a little bit hot. I will have to caution you. But it's nice to have fast charging. You'll need the fast charging because this phone only has a 3,000 milliamp battery. That's kind of weak, in my opinion. If you look at the Moto G7 Power, that phone has a 5,000 milliamp battery, and that's going to get you up to 3-day battery life. But I bought this because I like the stereo speakers on the top and at the bottom. I like the 4K recording front and rear. You don't see too many phones with 4K selfie cams for less than $200. And if they're out there besides this, somebody tell me down in the show notes. Fingerprint sensor, of course, in the background. I like it. Some phones have it like in display here, Ben. I don't like that because to me it's more comfortable just to do this. You know, tap to get it. You know, of course, you got your flash, you got your dual cameras. One of the cameras is a depth sensor, which gives you like a portrait mode, meaning the camera focuses on your face and the background is blurred. I think it's called a bokeh, effect. All right, so as I stated, 4K capabilities front and rear. I posted some 4K videos online during the daylight. I didn't really test in low light. I'm not sure how good this does in low light. My guess is without a high-end sensor, the low light capabilities of phones in this price range might be somewhat okay. That's my guess. But like I said, I haven't tested this in low light. The sound quality on this is amazing. You know what? Nothing beats 2 speakers on a cell phone, in my opinion. And you know what? All phones, if you spend, let's say, $500 or more, all of those quote-unquote flagship phones should have a minimum of 2 speakers or more, in my opinion. Because who wants to watch a video, whether you're watching, this channel or like a music video, one teeny weeny speaker?
That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense to me. Now this has dual speakers for less than $200 on Amazon. Think about it. And this is a name brand. Moto makes 4 different kinds of these. There's a Moto G7, G7 Play, Power, and the Moto G7 Plus. One thing about this phone, as much as I like it, this phone is not officially supported here in the U.S. I don't know why. It's the best G series they make. It's not. So what does that mean, Ben? That means officially no upgrade to Android 10. Okay?
Wow.
Now, officially. That doesn't mean you can't sideload it, install it yourself. Now, if that bothers you, I'm going to tell you to go with the Moto G7 Power. That is an official USA supported phone, and you should get the upgrade to Android 10 as far as I know. Personally, I'm not, it has Android 9 Pie. Next year I'll probably buy another G7 phone or the G8, which just came out actually. This is the advantage of spending $200 on a flagship phone. You have enough in the budget to change it next year for another $200.
Yeah.
So each year you get the next phone versus spending $1,000 or $2,000 in an iPhone. You're probably not going to buy another one the next year if you get bored with the current one. Are you? Probably not.
Yeah.
The phone did come with a nice little gel case here. Not a problem. Yeah. This is a very, very nice touch. How many times have you bought a phone and it slips out of your hand? Hey,
Tom. Hey, Pizza.
Welcome. What's up, Switch? What's up, Skybear?
Tom and Pizza invite.
Well, I think Switch has a show starting here soon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I think Pizza should join us. The guy should join us.
Skybear says OG only last year. No, Skybear. Officially, the Moto G7 Plus is not supported here in the U.S., which means you will not get the upgrade to Android 10. Now, this phone may last 5 years as it is. Someone has a Sony that's lasted, 10 years? I find it hard to believe, but okay. The point I'm getting at, if you want the latest official Android upgrade, as far as I know, the G7 Plus, you will not get it officially from Motorola. I don't know why. I don't like it, but it doesn't bother me because I love how the phone operates with stereo speakers. 4K selfie for $200. Name me another phone that will give you 4K selfie for $200. This is like $198 on Amazon. It's not a bad deal. The last thing I wanted to say about this, it has stock Android or as close to stock Android as possible, meaning you'll have some Moto tweaks. For example, a Moto tweak would be karate chop for the flashlight, karate chop off,
Yeah.
twist for the camera, and
Yeah.
then you twist again for the selfie cam.
All right.
So that's, again, those are, I think they call them Moto gestures, Moto tweaks. Those can be turned on or off. There's a whole list of those here in the settings. Again, stock Android. I like it. I have last year's Moto E5 Plus, I believe. That one has a 5,000 milliamp battery.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, this phone feels like a brick because of the bigger battery compared to this one. Of course, this is a 3-day battery. This is maybe a day and a quarter.
Cool.
Anyway, so that is my vote for the best budget smartphone for $200 or less. Check out the Moto G7 Plus. The links for this will be below in the show notes. If the fact of not having an officially supported phone in the US bothers you, I recommend the Moto G7 Power because that'll give you official support and a 5,000 milliamp battery. And that's it. That is my official review. Quick one on the Moto G7 Plus. Let's get Steve in the house. Hey, Stevie boy.
Hey,
Steve, what's up?
good evening. How was
So, Timo, how are you, Tim? Tim, I think I sent you an invite. Stop in if you can.
Yeah.
This will not be a long one tonight.
Yeah, because Tom's doing something shortly.
Yeah. Tom has the Nexus 5X. That's still a good phone, supported by Lineage. Okay.
Yeah.
Lamer likes the Galaxy S8 refurbished. Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Client says Moto OS today.
Oh, God.
Moto OS. Sure, why not? Moto OS
Sorry, I
today.
hit the enter key on the link by mistake.
I'm telling you, Magento has gone to your head. That's the
Yeah.
problem, man.
What happened was, well, I'm on Debian right now on my tower. It's a dual boot between Gentoo and Debian, and I accidentally, I was still enjoying the conversation, then I went bloop and restarted the link by accident.
I'm not going to say anything. We tried to warn you, Ben. You won't listen, so you know what? You're on your own.
Uh,
That's all I want to say. You know.
yeah.
Let me go here real quick. If we have any new people watching, as usual, please do stop by and say hello.
God.
Switch, you wanted to join briefly before you start your show. You're more than welcome to. There is the link. Like I said, I'm probably gonna end this around 9 anyway. So
Yeah. That was 30 minutes.
let's see here. Just going through the comments. Forget about it. No, Scotty. It's forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. But with TOS cell phone has a 1-year warranty. Nope, the Moto G7 Plus does not have an official warranty from Motorola. I forgot. That's a good point. It does not.
That's a
Now
drag.
you can buy extra warranties, obviously. You know, Squarespace, Square Tray, something like that, or like Amazon's offers. I did not because I'm probably not going to keep it more than I'll probably go with a Moto G8. Again, that's one of the advantages of not spending $1,000 on a cell phone and spending $200. You have enough for the budget for the next model up, which actually just came out, the Moto G8 in India, if I'm not mistaken. But you know, I just like the phone. It's my first 4K phone. I miss the stereo speakers I had in the old HTC. And I watch, obviously because of what I do, I watch a lot of videos, podcasts, I listen to those, and a single speaker just sucks. I'm sorry. You know, it just doesn't cut it. So,
Yep.
Skybear says you bought it in the gray market. Yeah, I bought it down to Vinny's down the street.
The gray
No,
market.
just go on Amazon. I mean, it'll say the specs, but it says no U.S. warranty or no warranty. It does warn you. You can buy an extra warranty, but there is no official Motorola warranty. Just on the 7 Plus, as far as I know. I don't know. Don't ask me why. I think it's dumb, but it is what it is. I only bought this because I want the stereo speakers for the multimedia content. If it wasn't for the stereo speakers, I would have bought the Moto G7 Power. Save a few bucks and get an official warranty.
Yeah.
It's just, it was my choice. I'm just saying is that you have choices nowadays for $200 phones, where 5 years ago $200 phones really didn't get you much. They just didn't. And you don't have to spend $1,000. You know what's funny? I actually sent an invite to Michael from Tux Digital to join in, but I don't know if he's busy because we talked. Well, we chatted briefly and chatted last week about the Linux phones. I think he's on the same page as I am. He says it's a great phone for 2012.
Yeah, he stopped in on New Year's Day when I was doing the stream, and Penguin Revolution was bringing up GIMP, and boy, did Michael just go off. It's an
GIMP?
interesting. Oh, Michael
About
hates
GIMP?
Yeah,
What's so controversial about GIMP?
he hates. He said it's never really. It's not even close. Which, in a way, to Adobe, but that there are certain things that the dev team could have done in the past and just refused to do it. Simple things, even like changing a name. And he says when at some of these Linux fests, they even make fun about the GIMP part and put up pictures. So I don't know about that, but yeah, you'd have to rewatch it, just the ending there to catch
Towards the end?
He was fired up.
I don't really follow GIMP development. I mean, I use it for some of the logos. It does come in handy. They work for me. I'm not an expert on GIMP by any means. I'm not into fancy, logos or motion and all that.
Oh no, it's a perfect, software for something like what I do in that my little bit of photography.
Yeah.
But the name, I guess, when you really kind of look at it, and I guess there are like schools that even would be open to using like an open source, free program like that, won't because of the derogatory name that they feel it is.
It didn't bother me, although I've made videos in the past where Linux developers are not naming experts, as it were. I mean, Dead Beef video, like music play, really Dead Beef.
Yeah.
Okay,
But even,
it's a geeky thing, and I get it. But like, if you tell a Windows user like Dead Beef, what the hell's the matter with you?
yeah. But even like the fork of GIMP now, Glimpse. What the heck is
Glimpse?
Glimpse. That's the fork, and
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. All right. You know what? Tim, you got to get your... okay. Thanks for stopping by. One thing about Linux in almost 10 years of doing this, believe it or not, and thank you for sticking around. I don't let the goofy names bother me. As long as the product works, I'm going to use it.
Right.
I'll still make fun of the name, but I'm going to use it because it works. Just like GIMP, the game is not exciting, but I use it. Even the word Ubuntu sounds foreign, but I use it. It means humanity towards others, which is great. But I use it, so I'm going to recommend it. But it's just one of those things where Linux lacks marketing. Or the Linux desktop lacks marketing. The only company that has been successful in marketing anything that's Linux related is Google with the Chromebooks. You saw those commercials last year, when you have this music playing in the background, viruses on Windows, reboot this and that, and go to that's awesome, And the Chromebook I have, even though it's a low-end machine, fairly low spec, insane speed, it's a testament to the potential power of Linux. And I wish we had more choices for Windows 7 users. Windows 7 expires in a few days as of this recording. I believe it's Tuesday? The 14th. So you're going to have, those of you who run Windows 7, don't continue using it. After the official, no more security updates. After the official support ends, don't do it. Just don't. And we'll talk about, I may do another video sometime this weekend before on Windows 7 and what your options are. But I have a cousin, she's a nurse. She has Windows 7. She's going to go to Mac. You know, maybe she heard the horror stories of Windows 10 and the updates. I don't know. But Linux is not an option for her. She's a nurse. She doesn't have time to learn something completely new. I don't blame her. She's going to a Mac.
Yeah, but going from Windows 7 to a Mac, it's going to be a difference.
Her daughter's in school, uses Mac, so I'm sure her daughter will be able to give her a hand.
Okay.
The point I'm getting at is there's going to be zero bugs because that's what you pay for, or very minute issues, if anything. You know, and updates are not going to break the system as in Windows 10 or break something in the system in Windows 10. She doesn't have time to fix something or learn something how to, you know, solve a bug issue. And I said, you know what, cuz I don't blame you. Can't really recommend the Chromebook. It's, you know, even though it's not that hard to learn, Chromebook. But you want something fast, you know, something that's been around, and something where if there is an issue, she can go to her local store and they'll take care of her, and they will. I've been to the stores a couple times in Pittsburgh with a friend of mine who's not a tech lady. She's retired from the United Nations. Last year, I took a ride up with her, and I didn't tell the guy, you know, what I do here. So I just sat down, listened to the guy explaining to my friend, and okay, we're going to take your phone and transfer your information, blah, 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 this and that, blah, blah, blah. After 10 minutes, I said, Amy, I think you're in good hands with this. I'm going to go walk around the mall for an hour. Take your time, relax. She was happy with the service. Of course, that's what you pay for when you spend $2,000 for a $1,000 computer, right? You know. Mm-hmm. But this is a golden opportunity for a Linux desktop to take control, as it were.
Yeah. One thing I was thinking about the other day is, you know, maybe one of the things that may keep, you know, we talk about gaming keeping, you know, those off of Linux, but how many iPhone users out there that use Windows and have to use iTunes or whatever to update? There's nothing really for Linux to help with an iPhone, so you kind of lost them there completely.
Yeah. Switch was saying Catalina broke a lot of Macs. Nothing is perfect. I would have to agree, but that being said, and I think I've mentioned this before, a lot of professional YouTubers, and I mean YouTubers with a gazillion subscribers or whatever, they have sponsorships at the wazoo, multimillionaires. They're not going to use Windows. They're not going to touch Linux. They use Mac. It's got to be for a reason. They can't all be delusional, you know, or dumb, or just don't care. At least that's how I see it. Now, some of them have said they're not sure these machines are worth the price. However, they're more reliable right now, it seems, at least, than, say, a Windows 10 machine, where you never know what an update is going to do to the Windows 10 machine. I've been doing Linux now 14 years, this channel 10 years. As far as Windows 10, I've never seen anything like it. Unbelievable. It's like, okay, Tuesday is update day for Windows 10. If it breaks your system, so I don't like it, switch. Well, they're not. Because a lot of people can't afford Mac machines, and a lot of people don't have time to learn Linux, so they're stuck with Windows. And Microsoft knows that.
Yeah.
I know how the game works, you know, and it's pure capitalism. Okay, you know. Anyway.
The client says, what funny is people momentarily searching for pirated Windows 10 version so they can update, because the security update for Windows 7 are running out. Although I think all in all, you still can get Windows 10 for free. You know, I don't think they're stopping anybody.
You can, but here's the thing: unless you have a beefy machine, it's going to slow you down. I have a machine, an older Lenovo that had Windows 7. I installed Windows 10. Now I tweaked it to speed it up a little bit, but the speed of it, it's not as fast. It is noticeable, and it's not quite as enjoyable. So I'm just warning you. You know, those of you who were expecting a zippy Windows 7 speed machine with Windows 10, with an older machine, it's not going to happen. It's just not. There's too much going on in the background, telemetry and this and that, and if you're running Windows 7 and you don't need Windows 10, but you want pure speed, get a Chromebook. It's that simple. Just buy a Chromebook for $300. You're good to go. Supported for 6.5 years if you buy one built now, or 2019 or 2020. I have trust me, a low spec machine. Just I got it out of curiosity. And that insane speed, even with that low spec machine. I can't imagine if you get a $400 machine, Chromebook, or the speed on that. It's incredible. I opened the lid. I'm online in 8 seconds.
Yeah, when I installed the Cloud Ready Chromium OS on a laptop with SSD, it was zip.
Right. I don't use it so much for this because Chromebooks, even though they're capable, they're not really designed yet for heavy multimedia stuff like this. If you're a gamer, I think it might change. They're not really gaming type of machines, although they're certainly capable. But the one I have is a 15-inch screen with stereo speakers on the top, on each side. The sound is awesome, man. I'm impressed, and that machine starts at $200. Are you kidding me? Anyway, that's my thought. Client wants to run Windows again just to find security holes. Those security holes are called updates. No. But hello, Present Arms.
Hey, Ali.
How are you? So yeah. So we'll talk about upgrading for Windows 7. I'll schedule like another show maybe tomorrow or Sunday because what is it? Tuesday is officially the last day for Windows. Look, it lasted 10 years for Windows 7. That's a long time in this type of business. So.
And how many stayed on XP when it went out?
Right. I'm going to scroll here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Tapasi, how are you? 2020. You have a OnePlus 6T. Very good. Rattler likes an Amazon truck for Christmas for next year. Oh, something. It fell out of the back of the truck. Yeah, my phone fell out of the back of the truck there. Yeah, downtown. Yeah.
Just a few of them.
Just a few hundred I picked up here, and sell them on the side so I could upgrade my equipment here. GIMP is an excellent application. Switch. I think you use it a lot. I think, right? If you're still on the stream here. Yeah, well, I've used it. I don't use it a lot, but it works for me. I've done some of the logos for the channel. Of course, nowadays I just go online and do them to make it easier. But yeah, GIMP is fine.
Yeah, I do all my thumbnails and all that stuff, and
yeah, it does work, and it's not that difficult to learn. It actually does too much for a newbie, but it works. So, yeah.
Tom does it in full professional settings. What is the GIMP full professional settings?
I don't know. Professional setting, yeah. It's Switch's special GIMP. I don't know. Like I said, I just go online and do a few logos here and there, and I'm good to go. Sometimes I may not even do a logo. I'll just do a screenshot of one of the videos, and then I'll use TubeBuddy. I'll put something on there, graphic, and I'm good to go. CJ's in the house. Got the invite. I'm not at home to join you. Happy New Year, Mr. LA, Los Angeles, in California. Is Arnold still living there in California? I did get a message back from our good friend Stephanie. She says she's busy until the end of March. So
yeah, she's rocking out some good videos. I'll tell you that.
Very cool, time-consuming videos, I'm sure. God bless. But I said, Stephanie, you need to make room for my birthday, March 24th, please. And she's okay, but see if I can twist her arm. Haha.
Yeah, her
Yeah.
multi music ones, and then I tonight I watched her episode of The Voice.
Yeah.
Was that part one?
Yeah. So it's I told like if she comes back, I'll buy her ice cream and cheesecake, which is what I like too. Well, there goes our diet, Stephanie. Oh, you know. But yeah, she's busy until the end of March. She told me as far as seeing her us together and live doing a show or a concert or whatever. But you can still catch her stuff on YouTube. Her what was the last music video she did? Splish splash, I was digging
Yeah.
it. I guess she did that because yesterday was National Bubble Bath Day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, only girls would know it's National Bubble
Yeah,
Bath Day.
of
So I wrote
course.
on there, Stephanie, I thought the song was all washed up.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Oh man. CJ says, I'm glad to be forced to jump Windows 7 next week. Okay. Yeah, don't use it. Those of you coming in late on this stream, I'll leave it up. You can watch it in its entirety. The focus for tonight's stream was the best budget smartphone for $200 or less, the Moto G7 Plus. Amazon links are below in the show notes. This phone here, front, rear, and front 4K capability for less than $200. Linux phones eat that. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Yeah.
And your carrier, I mean,
I got AT&T. I might switch, but they work here in town. It's been reliable. You know, but it's my first 4K phone with 4K capability. So if Stephanie comes, we'll record her in 4K, I guess, you know. Of course, it'll take me 4 times as long to do the editing, you know.
Ollie wants to know what's the RAM and storage.
These come, I believe, standard 64 gigabyte of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, dual SIM, micro SD expansion here on the top. It does come with a protective gel case here. Again, for $200, I don't think anybody can beat Moto right now for what they offer for the money. You know, like the battery on this is a little weak, 3,000 milliamps. It will last a day. I was surprised. But compared to a 5,000 milliamp Moto G, forget about it, you know. But fast charging, I charged this from 8% to 100% in about 35 minutes. That's pretty fast. You know, so it does have USB-C fast charging, stereo speakers, 6.2-inch 1080p screen. It's not an OLED, but for the money, it's fine. You know, it's bright enough in daylight, so I'm not complaining for 200 greens. Right, that's not bad. But again, this phone is not officially supported in the U.S. by Moto. I don't know why. If it wasn't for that, I would give the phone a 10 out of 10, a perfect budget smartphone. But I can't, which means no official warranty from Moto. You can buy extra warranties. I did not, but not officially supported, which means I will not get the official upgrade to Android 10, which I don't care as long as the phone works. And so far it does. So, you know. And it's nice to watch videos like Stephanie's in stereo sound. It just is. I listen to more podcasts now. There's a great podcast app by Michael Moore, the Academy Award-winning director. It's called Rumble with Michael Moore. He was number 1 on the podcast chart. I think he's like number 4 or something. But check out Rumble with Michael Moore. Excellent. Unfiltered, raw I guess somewhat in the vein of Joe Rogan. You know, if you like that kind of upfront, in your face, you know, type of discussions. So yeah. Let's see here. Send the Moto G7 to Jerry Everything for durability test. No, I will not be drop testing my phone from the roofs. No, thank you. Yeah. So, let me continue playing the background music here. Yeah, I just wanted a phone that had stereo speakers mainly because of what I do. Yeah, she's done a series on the human voice and singing and stuff like that. Kind of like a tech talky thing, sort of.
Yes.
Check it out. Let me put her name
Yes.
here.
Tech talk time. She
Tech
got a
Talk.
cute intro.
Yeah, I know. I'll put down her full name. You could also check her out on Bandcamp. She is an independent singer-songwriter. She's the real deal. She has the real voice. No fake news here. So check her out. Like I said, she came here to visit live. I've seen her, shall we say without makeup, she still looks wonderful. So she did a few concerts here. She is the real deal. So check her out. I'm waiting for a text from my friend who's running for office. He was at Applebee's. So I'm going to stick around a little bit longer, Steve, if you want to.
Okay, actually, I'm probably gonna be jumping off in just a minute. My son
Okay.
texted me to get up.
Okay,
He's ready
okay.
to get picked up, so I told him he's got to wait a few minutes.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, he's at Applebee's, so. New Year, the whole house is going Fire Stick. Okay. They make TVs now with the built-in Fire Stick, or not the Roku, the smart TVs. Just make sure that it doesn't have a built-in camera.
Yeah, I have a Sharp with built-in Roku, no camera.
How's it work out?
It
Works good.
It's perfect.
works?
I mean,
Okay.
and the apps that are in it.
Nice.
I actually, because of with Comcast, I was actually able to get rid of and dump a cable box off my bill because the streaming app, and I get everything because I'm a Comcast customer. I get everything for free on that app.
So it has a Comcast streaming app for all of your channels?
Yeah,
Okay. That might save me $13 a month because I rent this box from Comcast. They just sent me a new upgraded one.
and actually, it was a honest Comcast employee that recommended it.
They actually told me this last year. So I will say this about Comcast: it's not cheap, but the service here has been good. But I may have to look into that again. Not now that you mention it, but I'd have to buy a newer TV with the built-in Roku. So but I mean nowadays they start at $200 for a 4K Roku, so it's not like out of the question.
My buddy Joe, the engineer, he bought himself one of those Android boxes, and then he got himself a small. This is probably way too big as my son's game set, but he bought a little keyboard.
Okay.
So like when he's instead of having to like going to YouTube and punching in a bunch of clicking on a bunch of letters, and it's 1080.
Okay.
And the box it's round and it's about that big and about that thick. And
Okay. Cool. Nice. A lot of choices nowadays. Have you been seeing the news coming out of the CES consumer show?
some of it, I was reading some stuff. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention in the last couple of days, but
I guess the big we'll have to do this in the private chat or the adult toys. I'm just going to leave it at that.
okay.
One girl was showing something. I'm like, is that a plant or it's? I'm like, oh my god, we'll just save it. Of course, there's the Charmin Roll toilet paper bot that brings you toilet paper when you run out to wipe your, burned butthole, suntan butthole. Oh man, what's this world coming to? I want Stephanie's client says Stephanie has a ringtone in stereo. That's actually a good idea, Clyde. I can have her singing, That's not bad. That's
one of our
tech talk. I know.
You have a call. You have a call.
I have a call. I should have her do a ringtone for me on my birthday just to record her. Hi toss, pick up the freaking phone. $25 for the stick was a no-brainer. Yeah, the prices have dropped the Chromecast. Yeah, I thought about buying it, but I got enough doodads here and wiring. When the time comes, I got a TV here, like a 50-inch TV with blown speakers with the blown, whatever, no sound. When it finally craps, I'll just get a 4K Roku. So Client gets his toilet paper with a drone.
Like every normal human.
Okay.
But it's all enrolled by the time he gets it. He's got a.
I know. Does the drone wipe your you know what too? Oh man.
Sure, that's next.
That's coming. Send in the drones. Oh jeez.
Oh, going down the tubes. Crapper.
Down the crapper. Avoid B-Link for Android boxes. I don't know what that is, but okay, Rattler. The B-Link,
Anyway.
huh?
All right, my friend. I'm gonna go get the kids.
All right, Steve.
Are you doing a private one tonight later then, or what?
I may do that. I'm waiting for my friend. If I do, I'll send you a link.
All right.
I'll send you a link.
Yeah, I'll be
so
around.
if I do, it'll be no later than 10, but I'll let you know.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
All right,
everybody.
Steve.
Night now.
Okay. It's trying to go P for media boxes, but the lack of Android killed it. Ah, okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to wrap this up here, probably in about 5 minutes. So, and if you missed any of this, you can watch this on the replay. Those of you who follow the channel on Patreon, I will transcode this probably tomorrow to an MP3, so you can download it. Truncated, meaning the silence parts will be edited out, so you can take it with you as a Total OS podcast. All right. Any questions or comments? Anybody new watching wants to say hello? Wow, 70 degrees tomorrow here in Ohio is, I still can't believe it. I'll take it. Present Arms is old school, old so. Yeah, CES 20 had it. Sony has an interesting car.